Fellas and fellettes, you've all seen this face before. Maybe in an ad, maybe in your nightmares, or maybe in my background?
Hello there.
Yeah. But you've all seen this goofy ad, tongue out cat before. And it's part of one of the best mobile games ever created. And that game is the Battle Cats. Battle Cats isn't just good, it has perfected mobile gaming. And this is why. All of this crazy cat lore began in 2012, back in a time where the internet was a bit different, a bit more crazy, some might say. PONOS, who was a small Japanese game developer, actually went ahead and made this silly cat game, along with a few other games that we won't talk about today because they never had quite the success of Battle Cats. Battle Cats was honestly a revolutionary concept at the time. It really mixed everything that anyone could want in a mobile game and just took it to another level. It was just cat-tacular. The art style of the game, along with its meme appeal, truly was revolutionary. It had such a silly, goofy art tone, while really mixing in a lot of different characters and fun factors into the game that really hadn't been seen on a scale of a mobile game like that before. The game in its early years had a ton of really good marketing strategy behind it as well. They chose a bunch of fantastic ads that were eye-catching, really appealing, and really fun, which actually got me into the game originally. And then on top of that, a little bit later, they started choosing really smart sponsorship partnerships with YouTubers. And really, you couldn't talk about this game without mentioning him, is Matt Shea. Everybody that's in the Battle Cat scene knows Matt Shea. They reached out to him for a sponsorship long time ago, and to this day, he is still making Battle Cats videos. And if that doesn't speak longevity, to have a dedicated sponsorship one-off video, still playing the game 8 years after he's been sponsored, that's just incredible. One more part of the actual appeal of the Battle Cats was they made different versions of the game for different countries, which honestly I think really helped this game take off. You had the English version, you have a Japanese version, that's where they're from. There's a Chinese version and a few others as well. So they really were trying to cover the globe in cats. And I would say that they very much have succeeded in doing that. Would you agree?
Huh?
He doesn't talk. He's a cat. So what actually made the game itself so popular that people just had to come back to it and had to keep playing it? Well, it's pretty simple actually. It's a lot of basic mechanics and just gameplay loops and simplicity that a lot of games could really take and learn from. You have a tower defense game at the core. That's what the game is. It's tower defense. It's a fun tower defense game, but with stupid cats. Absolutely crazy cats. You have titty cat, bouncing titty physics cat. What the heck is going on, right? You have all sorts of these plethora of cats that are just extremely fun to play with.
Huh?
On top of the goofiness of the units and the basic tower defense idea, the game itself is so easy to learn, but yet it's so hard to just finish and master. It is very much comparable in that sense to a lot of other big AAA games, I would say. Something like a Rocket League or a Fortnite. A lot of people are really good at learning those games, the basics of them, but actually getting to the next level of those games is something that's next to none impossible. And weirdly enough, the stupid cat game, it has the exact same mechanics in that sense. You start out the game, you spawn units for a price amount, and then the units take damage off the enemies, they kill the enemies, then they take damage off the base, and you win the game. Same could be said for something like Fortnite. It's a simple shooter game, you shoot enemies, you kill, you win the game. But at the surface, it's so basic. But once you get deeper and deeper into these games and actually have to get better at them, that's when the real challenge starts. And they've mastered this to a T. The game also does a really good job, again, at touching on that by not being overly bloated. A ton of mobile games, in fact, I would say about 95% of them, especially these days. We're not in the Temple Run era anymore, Little Billy. We're not in that. All these games, they're bloated. They have Raid Shadow Legends out there is a great example of this. It's a decent enough game at its core, but it has all of these pay-to-win aspects. It has all of these things that they keep adding to make the game just more bloated that doesn't really affect a lot of the core game. And that's a big problem for me when I play a game and for a lot of other people. It's very difficult to learn everything, and the Battle Cats does not do that. They go ahead, they know exactly what they're going for, and they always have. And they've never changed from that. The game you played in 2012 when it released is effectively the same exact game today, just with better upgrades that make the game still relevant. Now, well, monetization. Yeah, so this is like the one non-pay-to-win game on the App Store at this point. In fact, they basically give you free money in the game. We'll talk about what I mean by that in a second. But yeah, this game knows exactly how to monetize without being abusive, and it is completely optional. Everything in the game that you can buy, you do not need, and you can get it by just playing the game and not even necessarily having to grind for these things. For example, cat food, the main currency of the game. Every game has their main currency that usually in most games you have to pay a buttload of money to actually get, and you know, it really helps you improve in the game. In this case, for example, me, I've been playing the game since release. I have about 16,000 cat food, and that is a ton of cat food. If you put that into real terms, about 1,500 cat food is $40. So I've earned all of that by just playing the game. And that is, honestly, that's incredible. I don't think you could pinpoint a single other game in mobile gaming that does that. That just gives you the most expensive pay-to-win currency for free, and it's actually obtainable within the game and not like just blatantly exploitative. Genuinely, every single level in the game as well is beatable through free-to-play and skill and time. That's all you need in the game. There is not a single ounce of money needing to be spent in the game. Realistically, the only thing in the game that you actually want to pay for is cat food, and they give you that for basically free by just playing the game. If you're a loyal player of the game, you're getting paid out more cat food, and you don't even have to spend a dime. And that's why it's so impressive, because I've never seen another game, especially mobile game, that has ever done this or ever probably will do that. You compare that to the likes of Clash of Clans for gems and Raid for all of their premium currencies, and you cannot have the same comparison. It's oranges and apples. Or maybe I should say Titan Cat and Wall Cat, if you get that. Battle Cats, woo. But yeah, they're great. They give you a ton of free cat food. They give you a ton of rare tickets, which are the hardest thing to get. That's how you get the premium units and the best units. And they give you it all for free during events, during just normal times, download achievements, all sorts of things. So they are fantastic. Great dev in terms of generosity and just looking out for the player base. Ads? We talking about ads?
Download Raid. Use this promo code.
Yes, we are talking about ads. There's literally none unless you want to watch some, I guess, for free cat food. But even then you get like 20 cat food. So there's really not any point to even watch ads. There's not a single pop-up ad. A W. Write it down. W. Not a single pop-up ad in the entire game. Most mobile games today, you are watching almost equivalent amounts of ads to the actual gameplay you're playing. You'll play a level, watch ad.
Download Raid.
Compare it to any mobile app to begin with at this point. You have a app like Duolingo, for example. Duolingo, you finish a lesson, ad.
Download Raid.
Duolingo, you want more hearts, ad.
Download Raid.
Duolingo, you want to just have fun and actually try and practice your language learning skills. I want to learn French. Duolingo, please help me, ad.
Download Raid.
Units in design. We all love it. We all love goofy cats. We all love goofy units and fun units. They have mastered, and I mean mastered, the evolution of units and just putting units into the actual game. You have a crazy variety of cats. For example, you have a basic cat. You have the little guy here. This guy right here, look at him. What a cute little fella. Then you have Dark Laser guy, who's a little lightsaber wielding, the Darth Vader guy. What a cute little guy. Based around Darth Vader, obviously. Another fun thing. And then you have God Cat. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a upgrade. But on top of that, they are always creative. That's something that I appreciate. Just goes without really saying in the game. The creativity is next to none, and it's so awesome to see. They just do not run out of ideas. They ask the community for ideas sometimes, even though those units aren't like that great, but it's still fun to see what people want to see actually in the game. That's really cool. So let's talk about the collab unit, should we? Let's do it. Okay, you got all these animes. I don't watch anime. I don't watch it. If you do, good for you. But Yeah, you got the collab units, and the collab units, they're really cool. You have Evangelion, Street Fighter, Hatsune Miku, all sorts of things. And it's really just fun to collect the collab units. The collab units never feel forced. There's always levels and stages based around the units that you can get free units, and they have like gacha for the actual collab. It's very well done. And the final silly, goofy unit topic today, we have uber rare cats. Uber rare cats, they are, aside from legend rares, the most powerful units in the game. And what is unbelievably impressive about these cats is typically, I gotta say typically, I'm looking at you, Fonoa and Kasley. Typically these units are very balanced, they fit into the game properly, and they don't make any levels just insanely way easier. Okie dokie. This is probably the #1 reason why this game has such great, incredible longevity behind it. And I'm gonna give you the perfect example to this. Bahamut's cat. Yes, this cat is the definition of why the Battle Cats is successful. This is a cat that they released unbelievably early on in the stages of this game. This cat has been around since the beginning. You might even call him an OG, Tip Fedora. But he is still relevant 10 years later. And that is honestly just speaking volumes to how much they care about this game and how much they care about these units and still being relevant to this day. Bahamut Cat, when first released, was just a powerful dragon being that everyone loved. And he still, to this day, is that. And throughout the gameplay, he has evolved slowly but surely and still been relevant every step of the way as they slowly give him more and more things in the game that actually make sense to give him and not just throw in to try to keep him relevant. He is very much still relevant in today's meta. He has always been a top cat in this game, and he still is, especially now that they have actually just added one of the brand new mechanics in the game called Explosion. And Explosion essentially made him increase his range while making sure that he is able to do other things well, while patching up some of the things that he originally didn't do well and the reason that he was slowly evolving out of the game. And the fact that they were able to fix this and put it on him and put this mechanic into the game for other units and not make it unbelievably overpowered, but make it for him so that he is evolving in the game and all the other units are still staying relevant too, is honestly just world-class gameplay development. And this goes for a lot of other cats too. The Battle Cats always is adding different mechanics into their game via true forms or ultra forms in this case now, or talents. They always are making sure certain units never fully fade out, with maybe the exception of some collab units, but they still even try to make those a little bit more relevant. And I respect that so much. And this is so big because rarely do you ever feel like all of your units are like locked off from the rest of the game. A lot of games, you progress and certain things are just left behind. They're in the past. It's like your dad went and got milk and now you're done. You're finished, buddy. Chalk it up. But not the Battle Cats. They said, no, Dad. We're bringing the milk home. So that's great. So, okie dokie, we've talked about all the artichokes, but we haven't talked about the events.
Yes,
the
sir.
events and replayability of this video game. Quite a video game, let me tell you. There is great content rotation inside of the game, from things that appear monthly, to stages that appear on certain days, to stages that might even appear on certain seconds or minutes. I'm looking at you, Bomber Cat, you sexy little black boy. Wait. What? What? Hold on. What did bro say? First video and I'm canceled. But back on the stages, you have incredible cycling stages that you always have enough content to keep you playing, but never so much that you're burned out entirely. It's never like, okay, there's 70 stages, I have to get them done. There's never that. There's like 2 stages maybe per day, especially when you're in the mid game. Once you get to the end game, you've completed a lot of stuff, but there's still stuff to do. It's unbelievable. There's a good amount of stages to complete, but never anything that's like, oh my god, what do I do? I'm overwhelmed. I'm starting to get burnt out playing 897,000 cat levels. Hey kids, do you like gambling? So do I. Gotcha system. So the Battle Cats has a gotcha system in it. You have normal tickets, which you get basically for just logging in. I'm playing normal stages. These are your basic cats that just get plus levels to make them slowly stronger. And then you have your rare tickets and legend tickets and platinum tickets, which give you a lot better cats. This is where you get your things like your uber rares, your legend rares, and so on. And from there on, it's pretty good. It's just enough gambling to scratch the itch, you know? It's like a little needle in your brain that's just scratching around. But it is not unfair like a lot of other gambling systems. They always give you enough pity items, pity freebie things, so you're always gambling just normally and not actually having to pay for the gambling. So is it really gambling? I guess. But at the same time, it is a system in which they want you to gamble but not actually be exploited by gambling in the game. And I think that's a very important distinct difference when talking about gambling and RNG in certain games. You can get lucky in the game, but you're not doomed if you do not actually get lucky in the game. It's very different, you know? But let's also be honest with ourselves for a minute. Yeah, we do actually love throwing our money away for cats with titties. Admit it. I see you. Don't lie. So with all of these things said, let's discuss what other games can actually learn from the Battle Cats if they want to reach the pinnacle of mobile gaming as well. Some important things to learn, and I'm gonna go through a quick checklist. 1, please respect your player's time. The Battle Cats does this unbelievably well. It doesn't feel like you have to play the game. You play the game because you want to play the game, and that says volumes. Also, don't drown your players in ads or paywalls because nobody likes being exploited by their money. We're in the big 2025. I don't have money. I'm broke sitting here right now recording this on my toaster. And last but not least, the last thing other games could learn is just keep your gameplay engaging and fresh and stupidly fun. Like, there are so many games that they just get to a point and it's like, this is just not cutting it for me. It's like a relationship. It's not working out, buddy. Sorry. But not the Battle Cats. I'm smooching the Battle Cats. I've been laying the Battle Cats for 10 years straight now, and we're in a happy-go-lucky relationship. We're going to Switzerland next year. Ask him. He knows. The Battle Cats isn't just a meme though. It is a masterclass in mobile game design and mobile gaming overall in general. It is an unbelievable game, an unbelievable small company that listens to its players, listens to its community, and always does what's best for the game over anything else, over making money. They don't want money to take my money. I want to give it to you because you've made an unbelievable game. And they still say, no, we want to make you an incredible game. And I don't think that's a single thing. Any other game or almost any other company you could say that to at this point in time. But with all that said, this really is a love letter to one of my favorite mobile games and really just overall games in general of all time. This silly cat right here shaped my childhood. And he's gonna shape a lot of other kids' childhoods because this game is not going anywhere. That's why Battle Cats is the perfect mobile game.
Download Raid. Use this promo code.
Woohoo! Kobe.